Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Foundry review. Today we are going to be reviewing Smile 2. I am Kylo, joined by JB. JB, how you doing?
Doing well. We're here on another lovely late night, getting spooky with a new horror movie review, and this one's a little bit more a little bit more frequent, fresh,
It is. It's
And
new. It is new.
yeah, actually, it came out within the last like 2 months, I think. Yeah, I kind of was not looking forward to it at all because I thought the first movie was just pretty much like a ripoff of other horror movies. They just like mashed it all together and like made that movie. You've seen Drag Me to Hell, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I think that movie, Smile One, took a lot of like inspiration from that, where it's just like crazy shit happening in the girl's head. So I really like that movie. The movie's
Like
really funny.
psychological.
Yeah, yeah, where it's just like all in her head and stuff. And that was a lot of this movie too. In comparison to
I could say
Smile,
this much. Like this, I don't know. Personally, like this movie, like flew under the radar for me. Like I remember like waking up like the morning before going into work, and like I saw it up there, and I was like, oh,
on streaming services,
yeah, exactly. Like on Prime.
film reviews so rarely here on the channel. So at the first part, we're not going to go spoilers, but the second part of the review, we will be delving into the story, spoilers, all that fun stuff. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're good now. But we will definitely let everyone know, like, hey, like you're entering spoiler territory and stuff like that. But yeah, the movie was full of fun little jump scares. I've really enjoyed it. The atmosphere, the lighting, the cinematography was on fucking point. The music cues, just the soundtrack in general was pretty sweet. I liked a lot of the creative pop songs that the girl had too. I thought it was very like not a parody, but it felt like this felt like it could be real. Like she felt like she could be an actual like star. I really liked her story. I like that character a lot more than the first character from Smile One.
It definitely seemed like the demon kind of like grew more, especially whenever it like kind of targeted.
I
No,
don't
it was more opening, and it was like more it was just more, and it was definitely like cool.
Yeah, it was a very interesting idea in the first movie, and they just kind of expanded upon it for the second movie, right?
I mean, they kept a lot of the same premises, but yeah.
Yeah, almost too much of the same a little bit, in my opinion. I feel like they
Yeah,
just kind of went back to the
I know
well.
you have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I think like they
Hmm.
went back to the well a couple times there. I mean, like it worked, you get scared and stuff like that. I just was not fond of it. I thought there could have been a
I
better
guess that's
creative
just like the
ending.
demon's gimmick. But, like I'm more willing to chalk it up to like that. Like it's just like the demons or the whatever the fuck you call it. It's like gimmicks or like its thing. But yeah, it's kind of stale and it's old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even I'm bored by this demon. Can you raise it up for me? Do something new. The way do you like so many Easter eggs like the movie had as well, which is like random smiles throughout it. Like it's smart. It's produced like really well. It's edited really well. Acting was pretty dang good, I'd say. There was a couple moments where I thought like, man, this is kind of fucking cringy here. I thought the main actress was like all over the place with her acting. There's
Mhm.
one specific flashback scene I was like not cool with at all. I thought it was pretty fucking dreadfully acted. I was not a big fan of that. I thought it was pretty shitty. But everything else is like pretty on point. What'd you say?
Mhm.
What did you say?
I said I feel like I knew you were talking about, but yeah.
So if you guys are watching, make sure to dip out for the spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, but we're gonna be talking about some of the kills and all that fun stuff. Then you get a little bit more of the horror part. Actually, no, we can actually talk a little bit. Actually, like yeah, the kills were bloody. The last kill, the ending kill was very disappointed, I'd say. But like overall, that doesn't kill the whole vibe for it. Like there's other stuff that I'm not a fan of. I'd say like the ending wasn't the worst part of the movie, which was very. I'm glad about it. I'm very glad. Um,
Mhm.
they try to continue and set up for Smile 3, which is really neat as well. The gore, and I felt like it was practicals at some points as well. That was pretty spooky. I'd say the most disappointing thing about like kind of horror and spooky wise, I guess, is the demon itself that I wasn't too keen on. There's one part where like towards the end where like you look deep into the eyes of it and it's just like a fucking CG like little circus, and I'm just like, that doesn't look too good. I think you know what I'm talking about, but um,
Mhm.
I had big thumbs up with the gore and shit like that. That was very it was pretty fucking good. It was on point there. But yeah, now we can go to the spoileries, and we'll fucking ruin the movie for everyone who hasn't seen it. So yeah, click off if you don't want to get spoiled because we're gonna dive into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, here we go. Man, that fucking beginning like sequence was fucking perfect.
We
for
got
the
to talk
movie.
about the man that almost fucking got away, Joel. Joel almost
I was not a fan
barely,
of him.
like,
I thought he was a fucking goober in the first movie, but the second movie, like, he's a bad motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, he just like it's literally like It Follows. Like the dude's just trying to get rid of that fucking like pest. Like that's it. Like he just wants like to be done with it.
Yeah, and like he's
Like, he
walking
just
towards the
like,
house, and do you remember he's walking towards the house, and there's just a flaming
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that's not. That's her. That's like her, like in flames and what.
Yeah, like he's
'cause you
imagining like
remember, like,
a
all that
flaming.
stuff.
I'm just saying, like he doesn't even give a shit.
Mhm.
Like he gives no attention to the demon, like at all. Because apparently that's like how it works. It's like supposed to work as a parasite. Is that it's supposed to drain you, like over the course of a week or so. But I mean, like motherfucker looks pretty good. Like he's not give a shit. He's not giving any energy to the motherfucker, so it's not gonna work. So I think was it take 3 or 4 days after the events of Smile 1? I think.
I think you were about right. Yeah, like a week or something like that. And, like it's supposed to like emotionally drain you and
Has makes the host enter like a complete state of paranoia. But yeah, I was very. I mean, like the beginning was acted so well. The sequence, it felt like such a fluid, like great shot there. And whenever the one like Bulgarian mobster or whatever, the drug dealer started to bleed out, like he started to freak the fuck out, and he's
So,
like,
again, like I would like to call a timeout just real quick. Like I would like to bring up the It Follows thing. Like literally just like bringing it to like the fucking like the scum of the earth. Literally, like you're just trying to like spread it to them. Like literally, like the dude trying to find a prostitute or whatever, and It Follows, and like literally this dude just going to like this fucking like trap house where they sell drugs and shit like that, just trying to find like a way to like spread his own fucking his problem.
it's
his fucking
considerate
demon.
and
Like,
mindful. It's like I
like,
don't.
it is the most noble of options compared to like.
Well, he could
Smile
kill
1
himself.
when you see the dude. That, like, yeah, well, yeah, okay, that is true. But like compared to like Smile 1, where you see the dude like in prison, where he's like, I killed an innocent dude, made another dude watch it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess like that was like more like considerate or whatnot. No, but we had a wild card, especially during that little kerfuffle. Like we saw like the dude bleed out, like the dude. Well, we saw Joel kill like one of the fucking trap dudes, mobsters or whatever, and like accidentally shoot and kill like the other one, and we like see another dude in the closet, which is another drug dealer. I forget his name.
So it was Lewis.
I think it was Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny too because he's
Yeah, it
like
was Lewis.
he was so focused on it. He's like, I've got
Out
my
of
hostage, and then
fucking
he kills his hostage, and I'm like,
And he's just
dude, like that's your hostage, and you killed him, dipshit. It's so funny because it's like the dude is running like probably off no sleep, going has like so much shit on his mind that he wouldn't think about like if I kill my hostage, I have nothing, you know. And they like killed your hostage, like all right now.
yeah.
I thought that was pretty.
I love like the reconciliation he had, especially whenever he found the other dude in there. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so happy though. Like, fuck this. Like,
Yeah,
I'm gone.
Yeah, he's like, I did it.
Gone.
Fuck it.
Like the second like trouble. Yeah, he's like, I'm out. Fuck this.
Yeah, by all like odds, he beat it and fucking just to get ran over, which fucking sucked
By
ass.
a fucking truck.
Yeah, I thought the way they were gonna go with the movie, I thought it was gonna be that Sky Riley was the one that ran him over or something like that because they kept mentioning it in a car accident. What do you think of Jack Nicholson's as the guy that was in the accident with her? The
Was he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
the
a lot
boyfriend.
Yeah, there's a lot of
husband,
screenshots of him
Yeah.
like at the little award ceremony where like he's all fucking up in her face, like smiling and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. There's like a lot
Yeah,
of people saying like
I didn't realize that was done. No, that's cool though.
it's pretty neat. I think he, well, no one's really the biggest name there, but her mom was in a couple episodes of Mad Men. I recognize her from. She's annoying as fuck, naggy as shit. I was reading something I was reading something about the director or how he tried to make like such a lavish, like luxurious life, like so fucking but cold and frigid and like so just kind of obtuse and not naturally like and fluid and stuff, like just to make her feel like so alone. And when everyone like did give her so much space and they set her up for like the isolation, and where she's a former drug addict and stuff, and like they go for like the weakest kind of host, you know, that way, because it's easier to to grind them out till there's nothing left where they can kill themselves, you know. It's really smart how they do that, because I know the girl in Smile 1 had like a lot of like psychological issues, like due to her mom's like abuse and PTSD from that kind of stuff. So I like how they kind of kept that going, where it's like, hey, if they have like background issues, then it's a lot easier to fuck them up then, which is pretty interesting. I thought they were totally setting something up with how much water that she was drinking there. Like, I thought that had to be the way that she was going to kill herself, like just fucking smashing it on her face
No,
or something.
I honestly thought like the whole time, and like it pissed me off. Like I thought she was just trying to like show off Voss water to like sell it, like literally.
You're probably right. Like, it's just like a fucking huge
Like
ad.
that is like one of those stupid things. Like you need to drink Voss, and she's like, no, you need to drink Voss, no, and then she's like in her apartment alone, like I need Voss.
Yeah, or I was waiting at some point too, where it's like switches over and it's like it's a huge bottle of vodka that she's fucking downing, you know, or something like that, and she like fucks up sobriety and shit and pushes more people away.
That would be cool, but no, it was just like a cash grab. I feel like literally.
Probably. How
Yeah,
do you feel about probably how much of this movie, a huge significant part of it, is actually did not happen? It's not real.
So I enjoy like the mind fucks.
No.
Degree.
Answer. Like, how much do you think of this movie is actually like is real or not real? Like, that was just in her head.
At least over half.
That's fucking crazy to me. You know what that also means is that they fucking I'm trying to think. Was her friend Gemma? Was that her name, Gemma?
Mom.
I can't remember, but I'm gonna assume she wasn't there.
Like, people.
That means the whole entire time, like the entire time they're faking like all those scenes. It means the demon set up a mindfuck within the mindfuck of Gemma's betrayal, where it was actually the demon. Like, how fucking funny is that? Where he set up a mindfuck inside of the mindfuck that he was already doing. Like, it's fucking pretty funny. I mean, like, the Morris thing's probably not real. Well, it's a mindfuck within a mindfuck again, because she wakes up and she's right in front of her, that she was smiling in bed because she was dreaming that. Because she woke up and she was dreaming that, so they made you think that, like, oh, she actually is there, but she was just awake making coffee or whatever the fuck. So it's just like a ridiculous, it's so convoluted just to trick the audience, to make them stupid, and just to say, hey, just kidding. Like, none of that actually happened. Like, that shit's lame. Like, I really do not like that when you treat your audience, like, kind of stupidly, and just to be like, hey, just kidding. Like, I'm gonna pull the rug out from underneath of you. Like, I'm not really big on that. Like, they did that at the very end of Smile 1, but they did it in a really smart, not really smart, but an interesting way that just kind of worked, you know? I wasn't too keen on it. I think my ending that I chose is for the best, but it wouldn't have let Smile 2 happen. But they just kind of, it's so weird for them to like play like over an hour, like an hour and 10, 20, 30 minutes, just for them to hit at the end of like, hey, just kidding, none of that happened, here you are. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what was she doing on her day-to-day then? I mean, like, that means we didn't see the demon actually, like, in person, like, drain her or something like that, you know? That all happened in her head, kind of thing, which is fine, you know?
Personally, like, building on, like, a perspective, like, I thought it was kind of cool, because, like, you see, like, a struggling, like, rock star or whatever, like, with drug addiction, like, her family just trying to...
And I love that, too.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Like, they're literally thinking, like, hey, she's just probably going through addiction again. We should probably steer clear. Okay. Like, whatever. And, like, the whole time she's, like, struggling with a fucking, like, demonic problem. I honestly thought that was, like, a whole cool aspect.
The whole, like, just the character herself, like, I really enjoyed, you know? Even if it didn't have... like, Smile, like the creature and the demon, like, haunting her, it's still interesting, you know? Like, she's still living, like, a pretty interesting life, you know?
So you asked me, how much do you think of, like, her experience was, like, real?
I don't know, dude, because It's so like weird because it's like, did she? I don't know. Honestly, do not know.
You at least have to say all the way up to the point like she met with her drug dealer, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like yeah,
Like before.
because after that point, that's when you know the movie. Like after it gets transferred to her, you know. I mean, like, is she
Mhm.
imagining the Morris guy texting? Well, no,
Fucking freaking out.
which is weird because like no, the Morris guy. I don't get that. That's so weird because like all of her text messages were real that she was sending, right? Because on the
Mhm.
voice message, Gemma says, "Hey, what are all your texts about?" You know, so the messages are real. So did she actually meet with Morris then? The first time at least. I don't know. I feel like the movie kind of like if you think about it too much, it's got a couple plot holes about that because it seems like all the text messages are real. The
It's
Morris character, I
more
assume, is real.
complicated. Personally, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you're good.
Personally, like I think like Morris was not real from the get go. Like at that point, like when she met Morris, that's when everything became fake. She was just
Yeah.
living. Sure.
Well, which
Like
it
the demon was
sucks.
playing like mind game. Yeah.
It sucks that if he's not real because then the actual demon wasn't explained to her at all, you know, which means that the audience shouldn't even know about it because it was fake. Which means that I don't know, it's
Mhm.
is the demon going to be like, "Hey, this is what's going on inside of you. I'm going to eventually take you over and haunt you, but I know a way to stop it. I'm going to kill you." Like I feel like that would be weird for
I
the
like to
demon
imagine
to
it was kind of like an aspect where it was like toying with like its victim, like giving it like actual information about itself,
yeah, but like
and
even a
like not
solution
really
though?
giving it a way out. But yeah, no solution. Like if it can figure a way
It
out, then
did
like
give a
you're
solution though.
lucky. But
Cuz Morris said you have to kill yourself.
like, yeah, but
So, I mean, if the
like
Morris guy
no one's gonna
was
do that.
well, I don't know. I feel like
Like
she
came to that conclusion like at the very almost very end, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm ready to kill myself," because she was very skeptical. Like I feel like no one come to that. Yeah, like he was smart. Like even for like a, in my opinion, like you said, like a not real character. Like saying like if you were actually like able to like flatline yourself or whatever, and like resuscitate yourself, like maybe you
I
weren't
feel like he
able to
was
like.
real. I
You
feel
think
like
so?
to the first half, yeah. Or the first meeting I believe was
Hmm.
real, where he explained everything and shit like that.
And
I
you
believe
think like
that's
after
real.
that, like parodying him?
That yeah, I think so. Maybe yeah, I have to assume that because I mean the whole meeting like of her going to the freezer or whatever the fuck, you know, driving the car. Well, she did wake up and she was right. Oh fuck! It's so many mind fucks within a mind fuck. It's like, it's it's so fucking dumb
Yeah,
when you think
yeah.
about it. I really don't like it because it's kind of annoying because it's like she wakes up in the car and she's driving the car by herself. But it's like, but can she wake up from that illusion? Like, how many illusions deep is she right now? Like during that part, like 2, 3, 4, 5, like we're not even seeing, you know? Like fucking A, like how hard is this demon at work here where he's just like fucking her up? You know what I'm saying?
He's putting in overtime.
Yeah, dude, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to make her think that Gemma's driving the car with her right now." But like, "Oh, psych, wake up, it's you driving the car." But it's like, "But that's not even fucking happening."
He's
Like,
just sweating his ass off trying to fucking like think of these fucking scenarios and like make them reality. And he's just like, next time I'm
I'm
just gonna kill this bitch.
it's like Pepe Silva. He's like, Jesus Christ, like I'm doing way too fucking much. He's like going for like style points and shit like that. It's like, holy fuck me, man. It's like I'm gonna get the audience to kill themselves if they think about it too much here.
It's not about the kill; it's about the hunt.
Yeah, well, for real. I really wish the ending she would have fucking like we could have seen her bash her head in with the microphone. That would have been lovely.
It would have been cool. Like I just want to do like a little quick recap. So like the throughout the story, like we had like the Smile Demon transfer from Joel, the dude from the first movie, to the drug dealer Lewis from out of nowhere in that trap house. and Lewis to the rock star Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Sky Riley. Yep.
yeah, like yeah, Sky Riley. Yeah, personally, I was kind of wishing that like we could have seen like her death too, but like I'm hoping. I don't think there's actually going to be a third movie, but like if there is going to be like a third movie, like we can see like multiple accounts, like where this demon is like going through like multiple lives and just like literally just murdering people. Like maybe, I'm sure it's probably going to like best case scenario is probably going to be something like VHS where we see like 4 different scenarios, 5 different scenarios, like people trying to like stop this demon, they don't stop this demon. Maybe one person stops this demon or kills himself.
I hope
Like
that
you
it's
said,
not like
like
an
why?
anthology thing because I enjoy the slow burn, you know? I like to see the disarray that the demon
But
puts into the character in their life.
But like you said, at this point in the second movie, like in the first movie, like his or the demon's like style is kind of burnt out now. It's just mind fucked, kind of old.
Yeah, I feel like they could do other stuff with it, you know? I mean,
Hmm.
they just had one character, like at one time they had like Gemma, like who's like, oh, I'm actually not real this entire time, you know? Like they did the therapist thing from Smile 1, which was really fucking cool. That was probably my favorite moment, like the realization in Smile 1 where like her therapist was in person, was actually the demon. Man, I really wanted to see the demon too. I wanted to see the demon. Oh, at the end we saw it. That was wild. When it like exit
Yeah.
outs of her stomach, you know, like even to the point where she has no control, he's still like going so fucking hard for any insecurity that she has. Like the biggest insecurity of her entire life is right now is like her stomach, you know, the big scar from the
That's
crash,
sure.
and
Yeah.
and she's still like the demon's still putting in the fucking work to like a lot of thought and detail went into certain parts of the movie.
Like, side note, I thought it was funny, especially at the end, whenever like the demon was like making her go along the ride, and the demon made her wear like that costume still, even though it like showed her scar.
Yeah, it's fucking funny. Yeah.
Like I know she probably didn't like, give any realization of that at all, like in that moment, but like it was in mind.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Someone
Like I don't know, dude.
like as a demon, he made it like very humiliating, very like everything, like just horrible in every degree.
Yeah. I I really wish. God damn, what was I about to fucking say there? Son of a bitch. That the demon's design was outrageously like even just bigger, badder, and fucking bloodier like than the first movie. I love when it cut to like the audience's POV and it's just like silence of her choking, and it's like it's a really cool contrast there when it switches back to her
Like,
and it's like
yeah,
the demon's jumping in her fucking
they see
throat.
nothing, but like she's like, yeah.
Whenever she was in that freezer and herself was like the demon, like, and she was looking in her eyes and you see like the teeth and stuff like that, I'm like, that looks like fucking shit, dude. I was really
Yeah, I
disappointed
remember
by that.
that,
I
like,
thought that looked
like,
so lame.
yeah.
I was not big into that at all. I thought that was lame as fuck. I'm trying to think what else we got here.
Yeah, the reveal at the end with the mind fuck was very funny, especially when she tried to kill herself and she was like, "Oh, sweet." Like the demon was like, "Oh, sweetie, this was all in your head the whole time."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was just like, come on, man. Not that she needed to live. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that. But, like,
I thought the aspect of like the shut off time for her, like where she cannot more than likely account for like the past X hours that she was not coherent with. Like she just appeared on stage, not knowing what the fuck. Well, obviously knowing what the fuck is happening, but like just out of nowhere, just on stage, fans in front of her. Like 1 second she's in a freezer trying to kill herself, the next second she's supposedly about to entertain like a whole fucking like mass of fans.
yeah. I mean, even before that, like, like one second she's in a psych home, and the next second, like, she's driving, and the next second she's in Staten Island, like, in a freezer. Like, it all fucking blops around. So, I mean, but it's none of it's real either. So, it, of course, we could talk about the scene of the dancers and stuff like that. That was probably your favorite.
Yeah, I would say so. I was a fan of I'm not exactly what you would call them, contortionist dancers or like.
The way they were moving was definitely, I think that accurately describes them. I think you're
I
right.
feel like it starts with a T. I don't know. Yeah, no, they're able to like build on top of each other and like, actually carry each other well, which is very cool. Like you see like all these like like you see 18
Like a whole
dancers
menagerie.
and it's cool. Like you see like most of them like coming from her closet as she's like packing up trying to leave, and
Yeah.
you see a couple of them behind her, like making sure she doesn't get out. Like kind of rushes her way out as they're like trying to chase her, and you see them like slowly like chase her, and there's like a little like chase scene. And one moment like she like gets or makes her way to like the living room and like sees like more of them in there, and she turns around like there's probably like what the dancers 3 high 4 high.
Yeah,
Like,
they're like
just all
completely
stacked
stacked
on
on
top
top of each other and shit like that. It's very fucking cool.
Literally just ready to pile on top of her.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they.
That was probably one of my favorite scenes. And yeah, like it turns into like one of the most brutal things because like she's looking at the door and then she tries to make her way towards the door and then obviously she doesn't get towards the door and it's just like a whole scene where like it shows like kind of the dancer's perspective. It's the same dancers like she works with in the show and whatnot, but like they're all like lifting her up in the air and like they're actually like hurting her, like smacking her piano.
Yeah, and they're fucking smacked around like you said, and then they fucking jam their hand in her throat.
Or something. Yeah, like that's where okay, that might be like the first instance where like the demon actually like is fucking with her. Like that's a good point because like the demon is like getting into her at that point.
Yeah, but is that real though? Like, would the demon actually do that? I don't think so. I think it was all fake.
I'm gonna say partial takeover. I don't know.
Because then after that she landed in the little home thing, the hospital, and then after that, after the
so that was real. She got fucked up.
But the hospital was fake.
Okay. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was fake.
Yeah, so no, that's where it started. The moment the monster put its thing in her mouth, or his hand in her mouth, that's when like the illusion started, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, you might be right, but I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer pretty much with it, you know? We've never seen the demon actually lay their hands on them before and shit, so I thought that was interesting. I know what I was going to say.
Yeah, that was like a prior thing.
I was going to say, like, do we think it's kind of a... I kind of wish that they didn't say, like, it's one demon, you know? I wish they kind of didn't say that, you know? Because now I feel like if they ever do a Smile 3, you're like, oh, it's going to be, like, fucking with multiple people, you know? I feel like that kind of kills the vibe a little bit and kind of sweeps the legs out from under it just a bit, because I feel like it's kind of weird, but like, is the demon like gonna be working with like fucking 40 other, like with like 100 or like 1,000 people, you know, or something now? Like it seems kind of strange.
So I was kind of thinking about that a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be like Freddy like esque, where like you can only go in person's.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I do like the idea how it's.
I think it's gonna be more like, or not. That's stupid. Fucking Truth or Dare. You remember that movie?
No,
you ever seen that?
No.
Okay, so Truth or Dare. The premise of that was like the demon would literally just like bounce, or like literally the next person on the list. Like I don't know how the list would go, but like it would just literally be like that. And like once it's done, like fucking with it, like a little bit, it would move on to the next person. It's done fucking with it until like it like looped back around. Then it was like kill.
So I do like that, but I just wanted to say like I want the demon to actually like I want a personal experience with that person, you know, like I do enjoy the personalized like haunting of it, where they learn the person, they get inside their mind, and then they fucking tear them apart from the inside out, you know. That's what I want. I don't want them to be like all simultaneously dying. I want them all to like kind of default one by one, like you said, where it's like a list. I do, if they do something like that. I don't know though if they'll make a Smile 3, but that's what I want to happen. I don't know if it will though, but I mean the movie
set it up pretty well. It could be cool. We can
talking about it. makes me feel a little bit better about the movie than I previously thought about going in.
I enjoyed the movie more than the first.
I
I don't know.
agree.
I talking about it like actually opened up more perspective for me for the movie, which kind of gave me insight, I guess.
Yeah, going
I don't
into
know.
it,
I
I
still
was.
thought it was
You thought what?
a fairly decent movie. I still thought it was like a fairly decent horror movie for like 24.
Yeah,
Especially for
I agree. Yeah, I was a big fan. Like the acting was like I was really big into that. Like I said, except for the flashback sequence. Um, but the good scares, good gore. You know, kind of a crappy last sequence ending. That of where we didn't get to see the final kill where she bashed her head in with the microphone in front of the stage. We just saw everyone's reaction to it instead. We did see the
Well, you
final
saw the aftermath, right?
a giant microphone in
okay.
her fucking eyeball. Like that was really funny.
Like in her yeah, literally, yeah.
Would they have enough strength to do that? Like, or would you at
Yes.
some point
Well,
you'd probably knock yourself out first, but
so when I feel like when the demon takes over, like obviously, well, the person probably feels all the pain, but
yeah, I would
like
assume
it
so.
doesn't matter. The demon's like in control.
But the human body is still the
Then
human
like
body. Like, if you get knocked out, you can't control that, you know, even if you are in control. But, like, that's the weird thing. It's like the dude with the weight. Like, at some point, like, how does that
I feel like it's
knock him
more like
out?
physically in control than like I feel like it's more well,
In control of the
it has
human
to be
body,
more like
though.
mentally. Yeah, yeah. It's weird. I don't know.
I agree.
Like especially for that dude, it's weird because like earlier you saw the one dude, Lewis or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
like,
with the
bang
weight.
his fucking like head in with the fucking like yeah.
That one is
Also, that was weird. I don't know. I had some comments about that. Like I don't know if your skin would rip. I don't,
Yeah.
know.
That's an interesting way. I wonder what he had there. I don't know. Is very
I don't know. It was cool to see, but like the whole time, like the first time seeing it, I was like, I don't think that's right.
yeah,
like
I don't know.
I'm
If
sure
any,
you'd be like bruised, bloody, and like fucking like pulsating, but like your face would be smashed. Like your skin's not gonna fall off.
yeah. If anyone has if anyone watching has a video of themselves smashing themselves with a weight, like let us know, like let us see it, just so we can get a glimpse of like for scientific purposes for the review, you know. Just
We need to
saying
know.
out there, yeah. Yeah. Overall, pretty good. I mean, like even without the haunting, like it still has a leg to stand on for being like kind of a psychological like thriller almost because of her life is just like almost a living hell with like her demons from the past haunting her, which I genuinely think that I don't think it'd be like my cup of tea necessarily, but like if a girl trying to fucking make her way back up to stardom after essentially killing her boyfriend like accidentally, you know, and trying to find the graces of her fans again, you know, like I like that story
That
in itself.
was no accident. Yeah.
Fuck no,
Yeah.
it wasn't. That she fucking murdered that boy. So,
Fuck yeah. Like Rick James says, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
yep.
Personally, I thought it was cool seeing like the pop star like aspect of it.
I
Like,
agree.
especially like one that like struggles with like obviously like drug addiction. I don't know. Obviously like family problems and whatnot because of the drug addiction. It was cool. I like you said, like I feel like I was a little let down about like what was real and what was not, but like I feel like we kind of came to I feel like I came to a conclusion. Like the first moment whenever they were throwing her around, the first fist like went into her mouth. I feel like after that,
Yeah,
like,
you
obviously,
might be right there.
the contortionists were probably like bullshit to a certain degree, but like they were also like the demon itself, like trying to like get a hold of her.
I don't think the demon is like real, like exposes itself. Like I think it has to be built up by the negativity and by the fear and the paranoia, and then that's when it
The
reveals itself
psychological trauma, yeah.
as an actual like physical form. But other than that, I believe it's all in her head. So I mean, like it could actually been a demon that fucking put its hand inside of her mouth, but or it could have been a real
Literally
person.
like a parasite.
Or or it could have been all in her head. Doesn't really fucking matter. It literally does not matter. But it's just interesting to think about. The entity itself is really fucking cool. I know there's no way that like the way that they're trying to talk about it and like the way that like they've got to explain to the audience one way, and the only way they can do that is if like they bring another character in for that like person to go through it and for them to explain it and talk about it to another character, pretty much, aka the audience, you know, just for them to explain it out loud for the narrative. And it's hard for them to be like, hey, I've been researching this demon that's been going on, you know. They're doing the best they can with it to have a backstory and kind of have some like detective work to it, which I really like and appreciate. That was some of my favorite parts of Smile 1, is like when they try to research it and whatnot. But I guess we go down to ratings for it. I don't remember what I gave Smile 1.
So I think I feel like we gave it like a solid 6.
Probably. I'll give this one a 6.5 then, if that's true.
Oh damn! I would give this one maybe a 7.5.
Really, that's not bad.
Like it was better. Like leading, especially like if there is like a third coming, like leading into like the next thing. Like the next thing better be better if there is.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I'm hoping for like more gore, more like why me, like more like just random encounters. Like I want that, which I feel like we're gonna have like numerous numbers of, especially after that.
Yeah, so you're banking on hopefully we get to see like a multi haunting kind of dealio with the demon. And
Yeah.
so that leaves our official Foundry score as a 7 then for Smile 2, everybody. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, show the video to some friends, send out that link, support the slugs. But we shall see you guys later on the next Foundry video. But until then, bye guys.